Hey everyone, and welcome to Cosmic Crusaders Week 1 core video tutorial. So to get started, the first thing that you guys need to do is find the player asset under the hierarchy and left click on it. Once you have done that, go to the inspector and click add component. Type player settings, but make sure it's capital P, capital S. Like so, how I've just typed it. And when you do, you're going to click new script. And then it'll say name. We already named it. Click create and add. Once you have done that, go to add component. The player script should show up. There it is, the player settings. So in case it doesn't show up, you can re-edit it, but mine did show up. Click on the three dots, go to edit script. Once you have done that, Visual Studios will open. Once Visual Studios is opened, delete everything under these two brackets. When you do delete everything, make sure that you have this bracket here and this bracket here still intact. If you do not, you will get an error. Once you have that, click Save. Then what we're going to do is click in the middle bracket so that way we can type. You're going to type public float gravity. End it with the semicolon. You're going to do public float, jump power, lowercase g, capital P, end it with a semicolon. You're going to do public float, jump diminish, lowercase j, capital D. End it with a semicolon like that. So once you have done that, these are going to be the things that help us jump in our character jump. Next, we're going to need the mouse. So to do notes, do /, and then this is going to be speed. So this is just for notes, so we know what these brackets are. This is going to be public floats as well. So public float, camera, lowercase c, vertical, capital V, and then speed, capital S. And then end that with a semicolon. This is also going to be a public float, so we're going to need to create another one. Public float, and then it's going to be camera horizontal speed, lowercase c, capital H. There we go. And capital S as well. Once you have done that, we're going to create a public awake function. You're going to do that by typing public void awake, capital A, end it with 2 parentheses, and that will create a awake function. So for people that do not know, an awake function, how it works is called before the game ever starts. So for a start function, when the player presses start, that's the start function runs instantly then. And then for the update function, it runs every frame, but the awake runs before the player ever presses start. It always is running. We're going to type, then we're going to go right below it. We're going to create our own method, and how you're going to do that is by typing public void, and we're going to name it setup player, capital S, and then capital P. End it with brackets. Press enter, and add 2 curly Q brackets. Again, I'll show you that again. So you're going to add 2 parentheses, setup player, and add 2 parentheses. Press enter, and then press the curly Q brackets, and then press enter again to create the method. Once we do that, everything we're going to write for code is going to go in here. But before we begin, we want to call this somehow. Because since this isn't like a function that's built into Unity, it'll never be called. It doesn't have an idea of when to be called, so we have to tell it. So we're going to call this inside our awake function by typing in setup, capital S, capital P, and then you'll see it appear. And if you guys ever see something appear like this, it's trying to help you. So if you press tab, it'll auto-complete it for you. Add 2 parentheses. and then go outside the parentheses, end it with the semicolon, go back underneath the setup player. We're going to type camera. This one is going to be horizontal speed, so since it's already highlighted for me, I'm going to press tab and it'll auto type it. Press space is equal to 2, and that with the semicolon. And then I'm going to do the same thing for verticals. So if I type C, I can see that it's select a horizontal, and if I use the downward arrow, I can hover over vertical, and if I press tab, it will type camera vertical speed for me. And if I make that equal to 2 and end that with a semicolon, that's good. And then we're going to go down a line and then press enter again. So we skip, have a space in between, make our line, make our code look very neat. We're going to type gravity next is equal to 1, and that with the semicolon. Under gravity is jump power. We're going to set that equal to 10. And jump diminish. And we're going to set that one equal to 10 as well. There we go. So once we have that done, that is our player setup. But before we leave, we want to go underneath our public void setup method, press enter twice to create a gap, and we're going to create another method called public void shoot capital S capital G gun, all one word. We're going to create a parentheses next to it, and we're going to type game object bullet bullet comma transform capital T barrel position up and then after transforms barrel position lowercase b barrel capital P position comma vector 3 VEC right there, vector 3 aim lowercase a aiming point P capital P OINT. I'm going to end that like so. So once you're going to have like an error, so let me go back right here. So it'll say like there's an error, but if you guys press enter and then create the curly Q brackets and then press enter again and turn it into a method, those will go away. Once you guys press save and your code looks like this, again, look at how my code looks right now. Pause your video here, check your code. If yours does not look like this, go ahead and double check it, come back, rewatch the video if need be before continuing. If your guys' code's good, we're going to go ahead and save. Minimize this, go back to our game, file, it's going to load what we just coded, file, save, always good practice to save your game all the time, press play, and once we press play, our game will actually let us play now. Before it would not because we did not have the actual code written for the player to move and it would give you an error. So now that we have this part, go ahead and play around in your game real quick. Don't go too far from the starting position before we go into the next part. Once you guys have gone ahead and put in all your player setting values, like the ones we have set under player setup right here, you guys can also adjust them inside the editor under inspector. If you click on your player in the hierarchy, go to player settings script, and you guys can change what you guys want these values to be in the inspector. So for gravity, I'm going to put 1. Jump power, I'm going to put 10. Diminish, 10. And then vertical speed. You guys could change these. I'm just going to have them same as the others that are in here. And then I want to show you guys something. So if you guys change them in here, you guys can go back into your script and comment out this part of code so it won't run anymore. Press save, go back to your game, let it do its little update. But once you've done that, it will only take the values that you have inside your editor under the inspector. So I have mine set to what they were previously, but again, you can set them differently. But that's just a little tip for you guys, so you guys can do that if you guys would like. You guys don't have to, just a little quick tip. But what we're going to go ahead and do next is if you guys play your game, and you guys are in the back area, and I'll show you guys where that is. So if you guys are on the mini map, you guys can see how in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little map with a green dot. I'm the green dot moving around, so are you. So if you guys are in this area over here on the
Help me. My navigation system was damaged by the aliens that roam around here. If you help fix me, I will help you get home.
Alright, I will. So you'll see him, and his name's Clappy. So we're going to go ahead and fix him.
Please help me. My navigation system was damaged by the aliens that roam around.
We're going to go ahead and fix him so that way he can help us fight the aliens all the way to the next base. So you could find Clappy in the hierarchy right here. If you guys cannot see him, you guys could search for him by spelling out his name, Clappy. Go ahead and highlight him. Once you guys go all the way down, we are looking for the Add Component button. Go ahead and click the Add Component button. I'm going to add a AI helper bot navigation script, and yours will look like this. For destinations, you're going to find the destinations under System Items dropdown. Go ahead and click the System Items dropdowns. Go to Destinations, select the dropdown, and we want to get the one that says Week 1 AI Bot Halfway Point. Oh, it's this one right here. So Week 1 AI Bot Halfway. So that's going to be the first one. And then we want the second one to be Week 1 Base Entrance to be the Destination 2. And then for the sounds, you can find them here. So it's going to be Danger Close for the first one. So Danger Close Enemy Spotted is the enemy near sound. And then the loot chest sound that we're looking for is going to be called Oh Yeah, There Is Loot Chest Medley, I think it is. You can search for it at the top by typing Oh Yeah, there it is. Let's see what it was. Oh yeah, there is a loot chest now nearby. Oh, nearby, okay. I thought it said there's a loot chest medley. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I'm going to go ahead and close all this so my scene looks good. I'm going to save my game for practical purposes. I don't want to break anything. If you go to press play and your Clappy does not start to move, I'm going to show you what you could be missing. So let's go to Clappy.
I know 1980s computers that are faster than you.
You're going to go to Clappy Shoot. Or not, I'm sorry, not Clappy Shoot. You're going to go to AI Helper. And then you're going to make sure that you have, scroll down to the very bottom of the code. All the
If we go any slower, my wires will fry from boredom.
I'm going to stop this real quick. If we go all the way down and you don't see this private void on trigger enter, make sure you go ahead and type everything you guys see here at the bottom, right underneath updates. So you want to type everything that is highlighted here. So again, that's just if you don't see this underneath the AI helper bot navigation script. So if you don't see this under your script, then go ahead and type this. But if you do see it, then don't worry about it. Go ahead and close this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to press play. We need to continue the mission to get to the end. So where's Clappy? I think he starts back here. There he is. So he starts back there where we were, but his position doesn't update with you. Here he comes. Took you long enough. So as long as like you're near him, he will keep going, but if you fall too far behind, he will stop and wait up for you guys. You guys can also be ahead of him. What is he doing? Oh, there he bad guy, so I'm really depending on it. I don't have a gun, so I'm really hoping that everything goes good.
Please try to keep up. Time is wasting.
I'm coming. If you guys select 1, that's how you guys get your melee weapon, and if you press 2, that's how you get your gun. But we don't have it, so we're gonna go find it. You should be able to find it right around this bend. I'll show you guys right where it is.
Oh yeah, there is a loot. Oh yeah, there is a loot chest nearby. Oh yeah, there is a. Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is a loot chest nearby.
I heard you. You just do that.
I know 1980s computers that are faster than you.
Okay, you don't need to insult me. I have a feeling that would cut deep. But you guys can find this chest right over here, underneath this rock ledge on the first turn on the left-hand side, right underneath the rock face. I wish this message would disappear. Oh, there it is. Okay, so right underneath this rock face. So if you guys go right underneath here and press E to interact, you will get the gun. But before it will work, we need to go ahead and code something.
Please hurry.
So
I don't want to lose another server.
So you guys need to go back to the player in the hierarchy, go back to the player script, open that up, and go right here. Once you're right here, what we're going to go ahead and do is type var, V-A-R, space A, space equals, instantiate, I-N-S-T-A-N-T-I-A-T-E, and then parentheses, bullet, B-U-L-L-E-T, comma, barrel position, B-A-R, there you go. And then you're going to do period position, P-O-S, and then if you do tab, it'll let you auto-finish it, press comma, and then you're going to type Q-U-A-T-E-R-N-I-O-N dot identity, I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y. Once you have that, go on the outside and end it with a semicolon. So go ahead and type what I have right there. Then we're going to drop down a line, press A, period, transform, period, look at, capital L, capital A, parentheses, aiming point, A-I-M-I-N-G, capital P, go outside of it and end it with a semicolon, and then drop down, get component. We need the greater than and less than brackets, and then we're going to type animator, capital A-N, no, I-M-A-T-O-R. And then we're going to go outside, parentheses, go outside the parentheses, type period, capital S, set, capital T, trigger, parentheses, and then we're going to do the quotations, and inside the quotations we're going to type shoot, capital S, and then go outside the parentheses and end that with the semicolon. Make sure you guys save. Before we continue, I did forget to add one thing, so go into your setup player method at the bottom, press enter twice, and then type get component, the greater than and less than brackets, and you're going to type player, capital P, L, Y, or P-L-A-Y-E-R, controller, capital C. You can press tab to quickly type it. Go outside the brackets and press the parentheses. Get 2 of them. Press period, fire rate, and then set it equal to 3. And then end that with the semicolon. Now press save. So when we go ahead and play our game, and you guys press 2 to load out the gun, see how it loads in his hand? Hold down the right mouse key to aim down sights, and when you go to shoot, it'll say out of ammo if you guys got it right. So that's how you guys can test it. To exit this sign, the message system, just press the escape key, and there you go. So if you guys don't have this, please pause here, and then we'll go on to the next thing momentarily. Alright, so once you guys go back to the game, you're going to go under Clappy, make sure he's highlighted in the hierarchy like he is in mine. Go under the inspector, go to add component. We're going to add, we're going to type Clappy shoot, and there it is. Go ahead and add that down. If it shows up like this, just click the drop down arrow so you guys can see everything. What we're going to do now is go to the project window, which can be found right here with all the files. We are going to look for the one that says the Tech Ability folder. Right here. I'm going to click on that. Then we are going to open up the projectiles folder. I'm going to go down, make it pop down, click on projectiles, got to click on Clappy. Oh yeah. So once it is done, I'm going to select the first projectile and I'm just going to drag it and drop it underneath projectile, but you guys can do whichever one you guys want. The next thing that we're going to do is change the attack speed to 0.5. Press enter. Next, we're going to grab Clappy from the hierarchy, drag him and drop him on top of the animator. We are going to change the attack range to 5 and the LOS distance to 15. The next thing that we are going to do is go to Clappy in the hierarchy, click his drop down arrow. So then what we're going to do is just grab barrel and drag that under barrel position. Just drag it and drop it like so. And that should be it. So once you guys have that, go ahead and go to my console, clear them out, press play. And my Clappy works.
I know, 1980s
Okay, so my Clappy works. So if yours does not, make sure you guys just rewatch this part and make sure that yours does before we go ahead and continue. Alright everyone, so we are going to go ahead and continue. So if you guys have the gun already and you guys have put the code in,
there is a
press
loot.
2.
There is a loot chest nearby.
Here's Clappy.
There is a loot. There is a
When the gun appears in your hand, you guys are good to go. Let's go ahead and continue around the bend to the base. I'm trying to stay away from Clappy a little bit because it's hard for me to talk and him. But he'll follow. Don't worry, we could be ahead of him. And once we get around this bend, there is the base right there. And this is the end of the week 1 core class. So with all the stuff, so if you guys don't have any of this stuff, make sure you guys go ahead and do this real quick before you guys go on to the next part.